Go.
Good morning. I'm going to show you how I make blue vervein tincture. This is fresh blue vervein. It was pulled up from the garden with the roots and everything intact, and it's been sun drying for 2 days, and depending on where you are, the drying process could be longer. You might need to hang it upside down so that all the nutrients run back into the leaves from the root. I'm not going to use the roots because it's very tough. So what I do is I'm going to clip all the leaves off, and that's going to be the dried leaves of our tincture. Once I've selected and collected enough of these, I'm going to take my little accumulation. It's a little crunchy, and cut it into nice small pieces so that I can, yeah. The leafy bits obviously are very valuable. Can you see what I'm doing? I'm literally just pulverizing the leaves because they're nice and dry and they're nice and crunchy. I also need all these stalks, so I'm going to use the stalks and the leaves for the tincture. I'm going to accelerate through my process in the interest of time. This is actually going to get cut to pieces. I've got a pair of scissors here, and so I will cut it into tiny little pieces, and that becomes part of our tincture. Now, when you make your own homemade tincture, you can use vegetable glycerin, you can use apple cider vinegar. I use vodka because the alcohol deducts something like 95% of all properties within the herbs, and the alcohol actually goes into the stalk and the plant matter, and you're able to get the full benefit of it. I have a couple of jars here. I'm going to accelerate for purposes of this. I don't need to take up your time whilst I cut up the entire stash, but all of this goes into the jar, and when you're using plant material and it's just plant or flower, you can actually fill your jar up to almost full, and then go ahead and get some vodka. It does not have to be good quality or expensive vodka. It can be, I'm using just basically supermarket vodka. And you're going to pour your vodka onto your plant material. Make sure you cover it. And this is actually going to sit for 4 to 6 weeks before it becomes complete. If you've got a slow cooker, you can actually accelerate the process by putting it in your slow cooker on low for a total of 3 days or 72 hours, and you will have your completed tincture. I am in the tropics at the moment. It's quite warm, and so that 4 to 6 weeks can actually be decelerated down to about 2 to 4 weeks, depending on the color. Now, once you're finished with your plant material and you've set your tincture, and this can be any leafy good or any root powder. Obviously, the proportions for roots would be 1/3 powder, 2/3 vodka. With plant material, it's either 50-50 or 75%. Because there's a lot of air in my jar, I am going to go up to 100%, but if I was using just leaves, or I had the leaf in a powdered form, I would go to half, 50-50. Again, I'm making blue vervein. I'm making this because it's very, very instrumental in working with viral infections, illness, swellings, and there are those around me that keep saying that it's a good thing to have for your defense and your immune system as we're dealing with this pandemic. It could not hurt. I have to say, disclaimer-wise, I'm not a doctor, not giving medical advice, just showing you how to make a tincture. And last but not least, when making tinctures, Once every 24 hours, you will need to pick up your tincture. I'm not going to do it now, but you will need to take up your tincture, gyrate it a little bit to make sure that everything and everybody is merging and happy. And then 2 to 4 weeks later in the tropics, 4 to 6 weeks if you're in a place with winter, and you'll have yourself a lovely tincture. This is my blue vervein. I will now set it and come back to it in about 4 weeks. Thank you.